person, and went on and set my little stuff up so I can go get in a jacuzzi tomorrow. Today is November the 19th. It's Friday. Been an eventful week. Took my birthday boy to a couple different places just to enjoy some time outside the house and stuff. Um, I was just thinking about this. What was it? Uber or Lyft ride I took earlier today, and the conversation between me and the girl. But but yeah. So just been thinking about and feeling like as soon as not as soon, I don't want to say as soon as, but after my daughter was removed from this household, there was some increase came into this house, which that was expected, but it was increase, and then next thing I know, it was more increase, and then more increase. Some of it was unexpected. A lot of it was unexpected, to be honest. I'm gonna say about half of it, about 45% of it was unexpected. And so, it makes me feel the type of way, like, wait a minute. So when she left out my house, that's when stuff started flowing. I could almost do it like that. Also, of course, my grandma passed on, and you know what I'm saying. And these are two people that I definitely consider loved ones, and it's like, what's really going on? Um, but yeah, it was a bit of financial increase or whatever came in, and especially with my daughter, of course, still being alive again, as far as I know, and I don't want to say it like that because I just hope and pray and that nothing have happened because parents don't want to bury children and all that, whatever that good stuff. But well, shouldn't want to because some of these parents don't give a damn. They rather their kids go before them, and especially go before them, go before their mamas. And I was like, Lord have mercy. So anyway, um, but yeah, I just look at that, and it was back around this time, like I'm like what 10 or 15 days shy of when. Well, she didn't leave probably till like December something. That definitely that first week. It was right before her birthday, but still, I'm within like 2 weeks shy of the time frame it was from when my daughter was separated, removed, however I want to say it, from this house. I want to say it right, to be honest. And so yeah, and me and my boys, we've been living off. It was an abundance and it was an overflow. We have been living off of that, and which is great. But I always feel it's like, Lord, I'm supposed to be including my daughter. Like, what happened? Why would she get excluded completely? I still just, I'm having a hard time still grasping and understanding any of that. Um, um, so yeah. Um, like literal the things that went on throughout the year have been disgraceful. And again, I'm gonna just say it, like, naturally they definitely been would be just very disgraceful. It was definitely distasteful. Like for my birthday last year, my daughter was off celebrating somebody else's birthday who was born on the same day. And I definitely don't thank God that he moved on me ahead of time to not even get wrapped up in birthdays and be traditional, because I guess I probably would have felt devastated and worse or whatever because what happened. But even still, it did like kind of prick a little bit, like, wait a minute. But wait, I mean, again, because of how it was all done, and it was just disrespect. And it was disrespect to the point where I'm saying I disrespected these people that actually took part in not giving a damn like what was going on regarding my daughter. And I didn't appreciate, but at this point in time, I let the chips fall where they may, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna say that person's day, like the specific person I'm thinking about, but that person's day is coming. I don't know, but they just, it just be a whole bunch of people that will team up to. They rather team up to do foul than to team up to actually do something that you should be doing, something better that will help. Help everybody, help the community prosper, but you know what I'm saying, help more than themselves or whatever. So that was just, and I don't know what all has taken place really throughout my daughter's basically it's coming up on a year of being away from me. Like a year, like seriously. And I didn't have no, I'm not gonna say I didn't have no parts in it, but I just didn't, like I said, this was not expected to me. This was a complete and total, I would say a 99% surprise. 99.9999%. It's only that small percentage that I could have put two and two together and say, oh, this is how this is going to happen because of a dream that I had where she was like covering her dad. Like he did something towards me, and then I guess in the dream he had a weapon, and I think he like tried to fire it at me or turn it towards me, but then he took it and he turned it on himself, and then my daughter, I guess that speaks volumes now that I'm saying it. And I'm telling you, I cannot find that dream. I don't know if I recorded it in a voice note or if I just didn't write it down or what, but he took the gun and turned it on him and like pointed it at his head. And I think I seen some blood or whatever trickle out. And then he laid on it was my front porch in the dream, and my daughter ended up trying to like cover him and stuff. Like this is the thing. He was aiming at me, but something made him turn the weapon on himself. And then my daughter decides she wants to cover, cater to whatever. I'm like, honey. And I still feel to this day, girl, you better get out of that and get away from that. Now God knows better than I do, why she decided to do that and is it beneficial? Is it what she's supposed to be doing? But as a mom, no. And to this day, I would still feel like even if he helped me, and help to benefit me, I still would tell her, baby, you need to get certain stuff you just need to let go and get away from. Do not try to be Captain Save him because, and I'm not even saying that's what she is, but seemingly. But anyway, so that's that. So I don't know what's gonna continue to come my way, or whatever the case may be. I ordered some groceries today. Tried to make me a little homemade uh strawberry shortcake using some chocolate covered strawberries and some whipped cream and some other stuff or whatever. But and it's like pound cake type stuff. Try to get as close to sponge cake as I could. But and some whipped cream and stuff. It was so good. But yeah, those taste together. Oh my gosh, like it almost like gave me the feel of like a coffee cake. So anyway, I was so tempted to get me a Snickers bar, but I didn't get one. I just, because I've been killing Snickers for the past 2 months, or the past 2 or 3 times that I got groceries. And it ain't just been a few, it's been like the whole freaking bag. So, killing Snickers, but they really, literally trying to kill me. But then I just got a reminder of like some of what I was doing last year during this time was I had I was on somebody's stuff like I don't even know if I want to mention it. I might have mentioned it before. Just give me a sec. Anyways, so yeah, I had some stuff going on, and it was something that I was highly interested in. This year I don't have that much interest. I still have some. I'm not gonna front to myself, but I don't have that much where I be keeping up with it and stuff like that. I feel like definitely contact was made, and I'm saying what I needed to do. And I don't know what I needed to do, but what the contact was made. That's what needed to be done, or that's what I wanted to be done, should I say? Then I had a dream this morning about me riding in the back seat with the ones that I've known as the parentals, my step parental and my biological parental. And I was saying some stuff or whatever, and whatever. I was like letting them know some stuff about themselves. And then in the dream, I guess I was informing my step parental of something that my biological parental had done, and they didn't know. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you don't know about that person, right? But that person overall, that person just have done whatever they have done. They didn't schemed and plotted and did it on their own or within themselves. To me, it's definitely a smart thing. It's not the wisest thing, but it's definitely a smart way to move through life. But yeah, only God knows. Only God and that person and whoever else may have been involved knows. And so, I'm gonna make them little fart noises, but yeah, flatulence noises. But yeah, but yeah, just really thinking hard on that. The fact that like certain stuff started to increase in my life, and it's this particular stuff, it's specific stuff. It's not everything that I ever wanted and stuff like that, but it was definitely for the household and around the house. It was amazing, and I really wanted to share that with my daughter, and like I felt deprived, and what I'm saying, I feel deprived, of course, of the relationship and relating to her and stuff like that, and I just feel um deprived of being able to share that, and I feel like she's deprived and she doesn't even know it, but she is she is an individual, but God did give me something else regarding her life, because God will speak to you about your children. Um, and He did tell me something specific about her, and even confirmed it and showed it. Oh, that's another thing regarding confirmation and alignment. They are two different things. There's been a lot of alignment going on here lately, and I be hoping that some of it is not confirmation, but definitely alignment. And my older son, he's been learning about alignment and stuff, and I just try to reiterate: let your life align to the will of God. Do not, because alignment can come in different ways. It can also be used by the enemy, and I know that. So that's why I'm like, wait a minute now. But confirmation is definitely different, and mm, I haven't seen a lot of confirmation as far as lately as like I used to. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but one thing I am glad to still see alignment and be able to see it and call it as that and know it. But some of that alignment be like, oh, are you aligning with something good, or are you aligning with something? I don't even want to get into good and bad. Let's just say something that God approves of or something that God disapproves of. So of course, yeah, wicked, evil versus holy. So unholy versus holy, and it's like, mm-mm. So just trying to be careful with that. I'm still trying to wisen up till this day, honey. Till this day. No, seriously, I'm serious. I'm trying to wisen up because I mean, it's needed in this world. Of course, I see the Kyle Rittenhouse results and stuff like that. I was trying to look at the Ahmaud Arbery stuff. Then I went back and looked at the what's his name? Tamir Rice. I just went back and looked at some things, and I looked at some stuff about like young people committing suicide, like teenagers and even younger, just entering the double digits, like 10-year-olds and stuff like that. And it's like, Lord, this is the world we live in. A lot of stuff I see the beauty in just right here in my backyard for the most part. In the house, it can be beautified a little more, a lot more. But right there in my backyard, this natural earth and land that God created, tree, the one who made the trees grow and this, that, third, all that good stuff, and laid the foundation, period. It's beautiful, but mean spirited, evil spirited people walking around, it just makes this stuff so wicked. And like the Bible says, this whole thing is just groaning in the direction of the Creator, like wanting and desiring our Creator. And then, of course, I see the Young Dolph thing. Guess they've been simmered down a little bit on the baby and Danny Lay, maybe, possibly. Um, yeah, so again, all that's, I'm not gonna say all that's missing, but one of the main parts that's missing for me is just, of course, my child, my 13-year-old child. She's soon to turn 14. Thank God for that. But still, to not be able to interact. And then my daughter she was definitely safe here. Now it's a little, I'm gonna just say stuff gets a little shaky around here, or sometimes even a lot shaky. But she was safe. And honestly, she's definitely safe as long as she stayed within boundaries that I give her as a steward, as a parent, and also, of course, God overrides me. The boundaries that God give her. So, you know. And again, I just look back and I seen places where I was like, "Do you want to do this?" Well, I like asked her, instead of me just being a mother and saying, "Well, no, she ain't finna do this." It was times when I was like, "I'm gonna make the decision." Then next thing I know, no sooner than I said that, I was like, "I'm gonna let her decide," and I just hope that she decides wisely. And of course, to me, some unwise things, definitely things that I don't like and I disagree with and I would disapprove of. That's what she chose, but I feel like it's unwise as well, but that's my feelings more so than anything. God could have given her peace about doing certain stuff. But I can look back and again, even naturally, some of the stuff looked like, because she was always in her room and just to herself, but I would always try to include her, tell her to come on out, you know what I'm saying? Come in here with me and the boys, watch a movie together, let's do this, let's do that, whatever, whatever. Um, and she would just go back in her room. Like last year, I believe that's when that witches movie came out, and I was talking to her about like how literal witches be meeting and having their little, what is it, covens or conventions or whatever, and all types of other stuff. And I was just explaining, and I don't even think she stayed in and watched the movie with us. She just went back, and so she had some peculiar things about herself that I noticed, but I didn't really like. It just didn't pop to me because I'm like, it's normal teenage, almost teenage stuff or whatever. It is what it is, but I did. I tried to sit down and have a lot of conversations with my daughter. I had so many conversations, and I just definitely hope that she retains what I said. But if it's meant for her to forget, which I don't think, but you know, just what God has for her, His will is definitely, it overrides my words anytime, any day. And so, I just want, but the things that I was telling her was about, had wisdom with it. And so I just want her to retain that and don't forget, hold on, and operate and maneuver through this life using the things that I told her and taught her and stuff. Um, and of course, I want to be included. Like even to this day, honey, I choose my daughter over these so-called parentals and stuff. I'm not even interacting with them. That's somewhere on the list. I don't know if it's number one, but that's somewhere up close to the top. Not interacting with them, love them, thankful for what they gave and instilled. But when it got to a certain point, I'm like, y'all ain't really living right, like y'all portray to be. And so, there was just stuff that I wanted to leave alone or whatever, not even the parts. And so then, you know, um, so yeah, I choose my daughter. I have another child that's living again, like I said last I knew, and hope it ain't changed. But yeah, I mean, and even as of 10 days ago, she tried to, I guess, so-called reach out, not so-called, but well, it is so-called reach out, at least give the appearance of reaching out. Now, if she really was reaching out, I don't know. So, and I thank God for that, and that's what I want. But it's just like, mm, you want your child to choose you back. And it's like, again, it's like how God gave us free will, wants us to choose him back. He teaches us, he loves on us, this, that, and the third, and more. Protects us, provide for us, and we need to retain that and keep that in our memory. That this is the one who make my heart beat. This is the one who make my lungs. What is it? Not collapse, but extend and let that air go in. And what I'm saying, this is the one that pumped blood to my veins. This is the one that created this body and designed it this way. So I need to give all glory and all thanks and all honor to him. He's the one, period. And It's just that free will, and I'm thankful for free will because we can choose to turn away. We can choose to, some people go off to me the deep end and they choose to hate God. It's one thing to turn away from God, which that's the beginnings of, what's that, the beginnings of sorrows, but it's another thing to just flat out say you hate God, or I don't even know if that's worse than being atheist and saying I just don't know or I don't believe. I don't know. God knows, but He knows the measures. But, I mean, so I just want, of course, what parent don't want acknowledgement that that your kids are proud of you, they know that you did the best you could, even given the circumstances, and they know you may have messed up, made those certain mistakes or whatever that even got them or yourself in certain predicaments. But I want that, and I've been wanting definitely a major breakthrough regarding that. And I did. I got one or a couple of them earlier this year, but it wasn't nothing that was, how you say, but substantial. It didn't lack substance, but it was just not like keep on. It wasn't like what I wanted. It wasn't exactly. I didn't feel satisfied, because one moment I felt satisfied, but then the next moment I almost felt like devastated, like I was brought down so damn low. And so I'm like, hold on now. What is the blessing of the Lord? Add no sorrow. And baby, almost felt sorrow on that day, and almost felt sorrow like how God felt like, why did I even create y'all? And I almost felt like, wait a minute now, why I even, what happened? No, I don't even like to say it because I just don't have no regrets regarding my kids. And even if I start to feel even the slightest regret, I submit that to God, because my actions is what happened for why they got here. Now, God allowed my womb to open up and me them eggs and stuff to travel on down that tube, and that sperm, whichever specific sperm that whichever egg, and conceived the child. But she's here because I chose. It was an act that I chose. Of course, not alone, but within myself, it was me. He didn't make me or anything like that. Did he try to we say invoke, provoke me, all that other, yeah. Yeah, but ultimately I made a decision, and especially with her dad. Now, as far as with my boys' dad, that's totally different, baby. And I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it real. Sometimes it was consensual. Some, at least I thought, it might have been non-consensual more than I knew, but it was definitely non-consensual quite often. And so I just leave it at that. Um, so yeah, I still miss my daughter till this day. Like I said, it's basically it's pretty much a year now. And it's only God who have got me through all of this, all these days without my daughter, my female child here. Um, I am definitely thankful for the time that I was in her life. I don't want to say was, like I'm not gonna ever be in her life, but definitely thankful. Definitely for knowing, caring, watching over her, you know what I'm saying? While her dad was locked up. I know, you know what I'm saying? It's basically like that. I didn't have no choice but to take on that responsibility. Um, Honey, even when the little incident happened last year, he still had a choice. He did not have to take on that responsibility, and he not really taking on the responsibility. But yeah, I didn't have to take on that responsibility. People gladly was ready to get my child. I don't want to say not like she belongs to me, but that's my daughter. I was raising her. They was glad to get her, and definitely not on my behalf, but for their own agendas and their own reasons. And just because society is set up like that, where the mama need to do it, but the daddy can do it, no, absolutely not. And I always preached that. I was like, oh no, that's not right. That's not fair. This is a man. This is a male that laid down with a female, and we conceived a child. That's not right. So every time they would try to interfere and do that, I would just be like, I'm not having it. But and it still kind of feel a type of way regarding the boys' dad is the fact that he was he got his hands in it, and this is what he helped to occur. He even, from what I was told, he called her dad and stuff like that. And I'm like, and to me it's like all a setup just to try to hurt me, definitely to try to spite me. And I just thought, like, didn't y'all spite me enough? Didn't y'all do more than enough regarding, coming for me and coming at me? Like, honey, some people just don't stop until they take their last breath or whatever the case may be. And let's hope that's not this case, but I wouldn't be surprised at all, honey, if he was definitely not lurking somewhere or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm not finna be doing this with y'all. He probably still in communication with both his daughter's moms, even if he's in a whole nother relationship, whatever. But me, I'm the one that, my daughter's dad, I'm the only one who really has a child with him that I know of. Other people have claimed, have tried to put their kids off on him and consider him like a stepdaddy type. He do not be communicate. They will not communicate with me. It's like, no, as long as we get this out of her, or you know what I'm saying, we got what we wanted out of her, and not even barely that, but we we did what we did, and then we still gonna go harder. So like, even the communication at this point, I don't really want to communicate with my daughter's dad anyway. um, I feel like, of course, push came to shove where I needed and I had to, then that's just what it is. But I don't want to communicate with him, and at this point, I don't want to communicate with my boys'. Here we go. Seems like I'm in my room. Anyway, I yeah, the boys is there. I don't really. I guess it just changes from day to day, but more often than not, let's just say it's 365 days in a year, 365, 366, something like that. Um, I would probably you'd have to figure out which day. I'm gonna say 1 to 2 days out of that whole year that I may want to have a conversation with him. But people would have to figure out which day. I don't even know which day. And then in that day, if you figure it out, it might change within within a few minutes of me feeling like, yeah, I want to talk to him. Then, like, that's literally how he had me, and still to me tries to have me. Like, even now he's to me on some BS and doing some other stuff that I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? Are you serious? But the main thing is, to God be all the glory. But like I said, he probably so definitely somewhere lurking. Who knows if he still operates and speaks to any of those so-called relatives or whatever. I don't see him over there or anything like that. And I don't even be looking, but I don't know if he still communicates with them. They get word back and all that. They stay peep and watch what I be having going on, and then get it back to whoever still connected and talks to him or whatever. So when I say, honey, he set himself up right if he cared that much about what's going on here, to where he don't have to be here, but he could have somebody watching this whole time. I don't give a damn. I don't really care. I already know him. Them people don't even exist to me, you know. But what's going on with that? This cookie done tried to crumble. Um, definitely got to do a review about the place that I took my to, well, about both of them, because yeah, no, that's not the business. How these businesses in operation, but they really not the business. So, but anyway, I'm about to go take me a shower, get warm, get relaxed. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God for every day, but thank God it's Friday. I'm gonna chill out. Lord, I done had a little incident try to occur earlier in the day. The plug for the jacuzzi then basically fill in the water. I had to change reposition because I'm like, oh no, we're not gonna be having these types of problems, concerns or whatever. Because no, absolutely not. I'm actually gonna have to reposition it again too. Then it seems that my neighbors was gone all day up until probably about like what 30 minutes ago or whatever. Um, yeah, we do not care. But yeah, it's been peaceful. All I can do is hope that it remains. But honey, if it gets too peaceful around here, somebody has to try to stir something up, and that's who their target is. The one that loves her peace, holds on to it. They just try to steal everything, steal joy, steal this, steal that. You know what I'm saying? Baby, if they could steal the follicles that my hair is in, just of course that's hate and hateration, haterism on a high level. And so that's what y'all giving out. That's what y'all probably gonna receive throughout your life. And this life is short, so. But yeah, okay, so my shower. Did I eat good today? I ate decently because I finally decided not to order some food, which I still got something, but order some food from one of the delivery apps. And I just instead ordered some groceries and got some hot food, the hot bar food. So that was all put up in there together. It was good. That food was good. What I did get some non-breaded sauce wings. Well, they weren't even really sauce. Some wings and the wings taste so good. Then I got me like this salmon meal. And so yeah. Anyways, if I could just send kisses to my child. Just praying right now that God gets her on her forehead and just hug her tight for me. And even allow me to feel that, that love and affection as well. But I love my kids. I wish you could have partook in the celebration of, me celebrating her youngest brother's life and stuff like that. And it's like as far as I know, the ones I got. Because again, I don't know what a daddy is. Um, but honestly, I've seen this stuff like trying to occur years ago where they tested me and if we take her, what she gonna do? How she gonna act? Cause no, I don't feel like you test or play with anybody's child at all. It was just the way, of course, his mama had did it and all that or whatever. Cooked and kept my child and I said you could bring her home. Oh no, she told my daughter. She didn't tell me. She was like, you going with your dad and stuff like that. And they took advantage of the fact that I didn't have a vehicle to come and get her and things like that. And they sent her to places where they didn't let me know where she was at. And this time it just went on for an extended period of time. That time was probably about like what, maybe a week, 2 weeks. That was in 2015. Of course, I was pregnant with my other son, and just wanted to try me on some stuff. And I told him, I was like, baby, I done dropped this baby now. Now I can go toe to toe with you in a minute. And I started to. I definitely did. But that's the type of tumultuous stuff that I never want to go through. Me and his was more physical and more up close and personal and hands on. Me and the boys' dad, we battled and warred too, but ours was more spiritual type, And I don't know which one is more. I guess spiritual is definitely more dangerous because boy, them spiritual ones can reach you when them natural ones can't. See, her dad has to be on the phone or present or whatever in order to like reach him. The boys is dead, baby. He really can make some spiritual hits and stuff like that. He really can like put a spiritual hit on your life, and I just have never. That's totally different. Like literally, this literally you can't make this up. KS voice, you can't make this shit up. I guess my son gotta use the bathroom and right now this is the only one that's working, so I'm gonna go take a shower, let him come in here. And I definitely have peculiar dreams about him. I'm not gonna speak on it right here, but I guess I'm getting tired too. Shit, it's still early. It's 7:33. Getting tired because it's dark. See, just getting dark early trick your mind. But I might be asleep soon, to be honest. I'm done.